Well, we're no strangers to an ugly neighbourhood dispute here at A Current Affair, but imagine if you lived next door to the person who nearly killed you. Lorraine Gooden almost died at the hands of her drink-driving neighbour. The woman behind the wheel never went to jail, but now it's Lorraine who's being forced to move out of town.
So I was literally 2-3 minutes from home and a car mounted the curb and hit me from behind. She's been carrying on life as per usual.
Do you have anything to say to Lorraine at all?
I've said what I've got to say.
There was just no justice at all. It feels like that we're the ones being punished.
The community's not safer because of what's happened.
Yeah.
It was May last year and Lorraine Gooden was on her usual morning walk here in the leafy suburb of Belrose in Sydney's north. A red Mercedes-Benz was travelling down this road and failed to make a right-hand turn, smashing straight into Lorraine and throwing her 10 metres into this brick wall. Lorraine's head shattered the windscreen, chunks of her hair missing from the impact. She had deep injuries to her face, a broken arm and knees, and her abdomen cut open. Her doctors surprised she's still alive.
I know that everyone has told me that I'm a walking miracle. They don't know how I'm alive, talking, walking. So each of them have come just baffled about how I've survived.
What's even more baffling, the driver's blood alcohol reading more than 5 times the legal limit at 9:30 in the morning.
She admits to drinking until 2 o'clock in the morning and having a bottle of wine and 2 vodkas for breakfast. And she was 0.385 there. And then 45 minutes later, they breath test her at the police station and she was 0.278. So still double what is considered high-range drink driving.
And it wasn't long after the accident you found out who she was.
She rang my phone and Nick answered the phone, and then it suddenly dawned on us who it was. That was the driver.
Monica Meacham was behind the wheel. She also lives behind the Goodens. They're neighbours.
So you not only share a back fence, but the back of her house is really close as well.
Yeah, it's like literally 2 metres to the back of her house.
And she pops her head over the fence as well.
Yeah, she quite often stands on the front balcony and then looks down in the backyard. So if we're on that side of the yard, she can see, and yeah, she will quite often just sit and watch, which is really uncomfortable.
Lorraine and husband Nick say they feel like prisoners in their own home.
She sung to me, "I have freedom," which is really hard to hear, particularly because she hadn't had freedom at that point. She was on bail conditions, so it's really hard to live here. And I mean, it's really hard for us to move on and to see a way forward from this. I've only just started to open the blinds on that side of the house. We don't have friends over anymore because that's where our entertaining space is.
Monica was charged with high-range drink driving, her second offence. She was sentenced to at least 7 months jail, but walked that afternoon after appealing. That sentence was overturned. Instead, she was given an intensive correction order, meaning she could serve her prison term at home. She was banned from driving for 10 months. Would you like to apologise to her at all?
I have.
It's a daily reminder, isn't it?
Constantly.
Never
Constantly.
ending.
It's going up so fast.
Yeah.
The Goodens feel there's no way to move on unless they move out. They're spending their renovation money to do up their house to give it the best chance on the market.
There's no option. We have to. This lady has taken enough of our lives.
It's hard to still live here. I mean, for a long time I was very angry about that. Why should we have to be the ones changing everything about our life, and she can just do what she likes? I mean, she's the one who's got away with it, and we're the ones that feel like have been prosecuted. And my home is my safety net. And every time I walk out the door, I go, oh, what if she's driving? What if she's behind me?
Peter Fraser is a road safety advocate who set up Sarah Group, a legacy of his daughter killed in a crash.
I think the judge will also take into account the psychological state of someone, but I think it's incredibly important that we also take in the psychological effects of those who've been victimised. No one wants to be a victim of road trauma, and we really need to start to focus on their needs.
University of New South Wales Emeritus Professor Anne Williamson, a researcher in road safety.
I think we have to be really careful when you get repeat offenders, people who clearly maybe need their licence, yes, but are not prepared to make the compromises that are required to be safe on the road. And I think under those conditions we really do need to think a bit harder.
The court has ordered Monica attend AA for as long as it sees fit, and when she does get back behind the wheel in 10 months, she'll need an interlock for 4 years. Cold comfort for a family whose life has been turned upside down. Lorraine also lost her licence because of her injuries.
I think it makes a mockery of drink driving laws, makes a mockery of the Premier and all the ministers saying we've really got to get tough, get to zero. But the reality is the courts and the laws allow people like Monica to pay a very expensive barrister and get off on what is effectively a charge, and charges that she could have killed someone. And I just think, what's the point of having laws that these people can laugh at? There's something wrong. There's clearly something wrong that someone can do this and just walk away. Can I go back?
This is the first time Lorraine has returned to the crash scene, and this was as close as she could get, paralysed with fear, sentenced to a life of injuries, as well as PTSD and memory loss.
I once said that I'd let her apologise when she was 12 months sober, because hopefully by then she's sober enough to work it out that she's done something wrong, because I want an apology that doesn't include a but, and I want an apology that doesn't blame me, and I haven't got that yet.
Lorraine is also plagued by permanent worry that it could happen again to someone else.
Because I've got to live with that, and it's going to be really hard.
Well, Lorraine is looking forward to a fresh start as soon as she can sell her home, and we wish her all the best.